Hey, welcome back. Today's video is all about designing and painting an environment. We'll start with a very simple sketch, work on color and composition, and along the way I will give you some tips and ideas on how you can improve your digital painting. My name is Victor, I'm an illustrator and concept artist, and I really hope you'll enjoy this video and find it helpful. So, let's start. Okay, so first thing I do right here is I start with a very simple base for the sky. I don't really like working on a white canvas, so this really helps. And then I move on with the sketch. So as usual, very simple, not a lot of details, just elements here and there. And for this environment, I really wanted to create some sort of ruins, maybe like an ancient aqueduct system. And I wasn't really sure with the main setting. I thought maybe it can be an open type of landscape, but then I thought it might be a good idea to just combine it with some sort of jungle, maybe hazy, overcast type of scenario. Might be cool. We'll see how this works out in the end. Once I'm done with the sketch, I continue laying down some very flat color. Really simple stuff, don't have to worry about shadows or light for now. I put down the values for the water, for some vegetation on the sides, and then I continue with our focal point and the background. Okay, so right now I'm working on our focal point, right? The main building in the middle. Whenever you have questions about color, first thing you have to check is if your values are correct. And at this stage, it's very important to correct and to adjust these values so that the image is readable. You have a very graphic look to it. In my case, I usually adjust the values till almost the end of the, final image. If you have a good value matrix, then whatever color you really choose is just gonna work out just fine, as long as the values are nice. Also, if you guys noticed, I'm not pushing the value range just yet. I don't have my brightest values and my darkest values in the scene right now, but I'm kind of getting there. Alright, so after I spend some time on the foreground, I can now look closer at my focal point, the structure in the middle, because I wasn't really happy with it. So I'm trying to redesign it a little bit, but actually just changing some proportions, maybe the angle it's inclined, and adding a few more details, just trying to make it more interesting and a bit more realistic. The way it is right now, I don't think it's gonna hold up in this position for. And the process is really simple. I'm using the same values I have for the light and the dark side, trying to sculpt it in 2D, really adjusting those proportions, pushing and pulling some shapes here and there. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm also pushing the values a bit more. I'm darkening the shadows, and I'm also going to add a bit more punch to the lid side of the elements. I'm also trying to rearrange this aqueduct a bit more, trying to give it a bit more thickness. Maybe it will help with the readability a bit. This stage is actually quite important. I'm trying to emphasize the focal area. That's why I'm increasing the contrast in that specific spot. And it's still not really done. I'm gonna adjust it continuously throughout the whole painting. I'm also constantly flipping the image. It really helps understand if everything is in balance. Sometimes the image can get a bit heavy on one side if you're used to looking from one perspective. And basically, at each step, make sure your values are readable and make sure your elements are, separated enough so that you can have a clear understanding of what's going on in this situation. Also adding a few details in the background, like some foliage, stuff like that, really helps. And whenever it's time to add some details, just firstly think about your focal point and then move on from there. Don't waste lots of effort on adding stuff, it's not really important. Here I thought might be a cool idea to add some fog. It's a little bit of a contrast with the sunlight and the lit areas, but I think in the end it might look cool. So you can see I added some fog in the background. I also moved to the foreground a little bit and basically unify this area a little bit, so it's not that separated, it's not that completely cut out from the environment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, it helps a lot. And don't forget to ask any questions you have about the process. I'm trying to answer all of them. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one, coming soon.